Well, starting the packing, but I've got one crackling, frost liqueur, and I was going to get rum, but I couldn't find good rum, so just a hip flask of Bailey's. And then this stupid thing for 399 kroner. So as you can see, there's the avalanche backpack, and then there's food underneath, and then a lot of other stuff here. I still have to bring up a winter tent. Take one of those big backpacks down. This is from actually I haven't cleaned it out yet. Last summer's ocean trout expedition. But I'll take down one big backpack to bring up all the stuff, and then I'll leave this behind because I have to fill the fuel bottles and see how much fuel I have, gasoline. And anyway, so time to head down to the Ljosanbotn. We just did the Ljosanbotn. Pulk. As you can see there, it's Paris pulk. They're really good. Cheap things, but they work. And then the neighbours have a bit too many shoes blocking the entrance. Go all the way down and then to the Ljosanbotn. Which isn't raining for a change. So there's that guy, put a big lock on, open him up and see what's inside. So I haven't been here in a few months actually. There's the homebrew setup, and then the skis. I need the big blue ones, and these white boots, and then I have to get a tent and snow stakes and the stoves. There's two stoves there, and the stove. Don't need those two, they're old. It's got a leak in one, the Artiac. I think that's, and then these guys. This one seems pretty full with the pump on it. There's another pump there. I don't know if this is broken or not. I'm not sure. I might take it in case. A baby pump. That's empty. And I'm not sure how much gasoline I have. There's another MSR fuel stove, which seems pretty full. I'm gonna have to fill these up. This guy was leaking. That's pretty full, actually. But it leaks, so I can't use that. I need to take at least 3 bottles. And then there's not, looks like there's enough for 1 bottle there. Not a whole lot. I may take the green one after all, I'm not sure. It's pretty full, and that's kind of full, and that's about half full, so I'm not sure. So anyway, and then I've got, well, various homebrewing things, and for skis, waxing the skis, etc. And I even have an Arlo up there, which I actually caught thieves on breaking into this place. They stole a couple backpacks and then panicked and left. But anyway, alright, so I'm going to put you away and then start stacking things in my backpack, and then dig out the skis and the stove and put stoves and whatnot in my backpack. And I've got lots of tents, one upstairs and 2 down here. So I'm gonna have to put one of those winter tents in my backpack. I think that's Can't remember which one it is. It's not MSR. Mountain Equipment, Mountain Hardware tent, which has been really good over the years. It's a really good little winter tent, just perfect for one person, although it's really a very small two-person tent. Anyway, well, it's a bit of a mess. It's a total mess. I haven't been here in about a year. I did some gardening, and then I've got some fertilizer and actually a pee bottle, because the toilet's it's all black now. That's pretty bad. Toilet is it's 4 apartments up, so I mean I have a pee bottle here, and then I have to just work out whether this I don't think I need it. Should be alright, but I'll test the stove either tonight or tomorrow to make sure it works. Always good to do before you head out on a trip. And then I don't really have enough lawnmower gasoline. This is pretty full. This is about halfway full. This is a third full, and this is about halfway full or 2/3 full. And then there's some more in the can there. It's gasoline. I mean, gasoline is not ideal because it's very explosive and it's really dangerous. So you don't want an explosion happening. But it burns the best, and it doesn't suit, and kerosene just doesn't work on these stoves very well. I had 2 bottles of Coleman fuel at where I bought the new bottle, but that's not enough. I need more, and the lawnmower gasoline works just fine, and it's been working fine for me for a few years now. So I'm gonna stick with that and use up what I have, and then. But I mean, obviously, it's much safer, a whole hell of a lot safer with Coleman fuel. So. And then these old skis, which are probably about 12 years old now, I still have the very heavy Dynafit Beast original Beast 16 bindings on them. So they're really heavy, but they're great in powder and loose snow, and you can kind of schlarv with them. And I have 2 pulks because I got one for Finn, so that's the other one hanging there. Anyway. So time to close up here, and then I have to get all this stuff up. Maybe 2 trips, and then I'll come down and test the stove and make sure it's working, and try not to blow myself up in the process. Although thinking of Ukraine, of course, a lot better here than down there, with Grad rockets falling down around you. So anyway, terrible news. It's just been very bad couple weeks. Okay. Well, getting pretty full here now, but that's also gear from this summer. So I mean, I get to take down the stove, which is not this one, which is the Whisperlight, because it has a flexible thing on it. But the other Whisperlight, the XGK, which I don't know where it is exactly. Oh, it's in the backpack. I'll take it down again because I have to test the stove, and that's important because I can't go up there without a working stove. Otherwise I have no water, I can't melt snow, I have no dinner, but no water is the main thing. That would be really bad. So I mean, and then I have to refill all the fuel bottles, including the new fuel bottle from the one that leaks, and then see if I have to buy more gasoline. I should really be using Coleman fuel, I know, but I mean, there are only 2 left, which is not enough, and it's a bit expensive, and this works, but it's a bit dangerous. There's no doubt about it. Using gasoline is not really recommended for camping. Anyway. Well, time to do the stove. I hope I don't blow myself up. It's gasoline after all, so I mean, whatever. But anyway, stove down, a couple beers with me, and then take it out on the terrace and see what happens. Alright. So even the steps are getting crowded. Those are my freeride skis. They're Vocal ones, I think, with Beast bindings. They're 116, so a little fat. More like powder skis or something in between. Not really powder skis, but for Jay Eldridge, you can schlarv and do things on them, and they're cool, and they're full rocker. And then the pulk, which is a little Paris pulk. Then the bag has my Dynafit ski boots in, which are pretty stiff. They're old though now, 10 or 12 years old. Anyway, time to head down. Well, I could be here a little while, so I brought a couple beers down with me. This is the old XGK. It is really bent out of shape now, but I mean it works fine. And then you can see I had to chop some coat hangers up to kind of replace the bits that got lost, because they were just sitting loose in these things on the side, which is no good. So I mean the new one is much better, but I mean it's 2,000 kroner or something, stupidly expensive, and this works just fine. It sounds like an F-16 with afterburners going off when it boils, but it's really good at melting snow, and it works perfectly fine. This is the expedition stove number 1 for all expeditions to Denali or the Himalayas or what have you, when you just need to melt lots and lots of snow. So this is still the standard, but this one is of course nearly 20 years old, so 15 or 18 years old, I forget when I bought it. I do have a Whisperlight International, which is coming along as a backup stove, but this is for melting snow. This is the way to go. And then I also have a tripod, so I can film myself. Little carbon tripod from Rolle, which was, well, still a couple $100, but it was a cheapie for a carbon tripod, and a little travel tripod, which works fine for the S5. So that's what I'm using for fuel. 4-stroke gasoline. And we got all these, which are kind of about between halfway and 2/3 full or 3/4 full. I just have to test the stove first. The cup on the pump may be dry. I think I have a new pump upstairs, but that has to really work, because that was nearly a crisis on the last winter camping trip to whatchamacallit, I can't remember the name. Anyway, but this one with the pump goes on, pump it up, and then hope there's no explosion. And then this is the green one, which leaks, which you can see why I've taped so heavily. And that fuel is gonna go in this new, very expensive 399 kroner, which it doesn't really want to focus on, the fuel bottle. So I've got not really like to take all of them full of fuel, and I guess I could buy one of these at the gas station to be safe, because I have to melt a lot of snow, but I think it should be enough with the 4 red ones, plus a whole, that's not quite a liter, it's 887 milliliters, whatever it is, but it should be enough. Okay, but melting snow takes a lot of fuel, and then I've run out of fuel before, which was a crisis. So I mean, then there's no coffee, and you have to make a fire, and there's no wood where I am, and that's bad. So anyway, let's put this on the tripod and then set you up, and then see if it works. Okay, let's see how it goes. So pump it up. That's off. Well, it seems to be working. To clean it. Bit of smoke, which is anyway. Yeah, it works. They ate a little XGK that could. And didn't explode on me, which is good. So, needed a bit of a clean, and there was some black smoke, which is too much soot. It shouldn't happen from gasoline, but I mean, as you can hear, it's pretty loud. And I have to probably bend some of those coat hangers again. Coat hangers work fine for supporting the pot. This is my snow melting machine. Cool. Looked like it was a bit over primed, pumped too much. But I mean, it's a great little stove. I mean, this is the standard for expeditions all over the world. So I mean, whatever, there it is. Bit noisy, but I mean it works. That's the main thing. And it's bent all out of shape, but it still works. It's been in a few heavy backpacks with the heavy things on top of it, but I mean, the little stove works really well. Still, after all these years, and it was a genius piece of engineering. So I can turn this off and then start refilling. I think this one's pretty full. So start refilling all the other gas bottles. And I have to transfer one to the new bottle, the one that leaks. And then I have a backup stove, a whisper light, which is not going to melt snow as quickly or as well as this, but you know, I mean, you need a kind of backup, because if I don't have a stove, I have no water, can't cook coffee in the morning, I can't make dinner, no water to drink, so I really have to be able to melt snow reliably, and this is the most reliable stove you can get for expeditions. I mean, I'm not sure how the new one is, but this old one goes, and it's 20 years old, and the patent on this is probably 40 years old. It's still the standard. So turn that off. There we go. I have to let it cool down before I can unplug the gas. Don't want no explosions on us. And then over here, I can start refilling gas bottles. So this one is filled up to the full line. I can use that as a fuel bottle, so I can't fill that anymore. That's fine. And it doesn't leak. This little baby one probably has to be filled. Yeah, so I can fill that a bit. Gasoline, benzene. Oops, that's too much. There it is. Use that as a fuel bottle. And the rubber grommets seem to be holding there better. And this new one, they have a new top for these now. I take all four. Oh, I'm spilling all over myself. Crap. So now I've got gasoline all over my hands. And that's at the fill line pretty much. We'll take 4 bottles with me. I'm gonna wipe this off, it's already dried out. It's really highly flammable and quite explosive, so I mean, it's nasty stuff and very poisonous if you get it in the food. But now I've got well, I don't think this will leak. Got it tipped up pretty hard, so I mean it should be fine. That plus what I've got on the stove is enough for almost a month. So I mean I can probably stay 2 weeks. Depends on if they run out of beer and sausage at the local shops and food. But I'll take lots of extra so I can stay longer. I had an appointment on the 10th, but I asked to do that over the phone, so that's cool. So I can stay up there 2 weeks maybe. Holy crap, that's pretty cool. So well, it still works. There we go. Stove works. That was the final part of the puzzle. I have to kind of lean down for the tripod, or I can put it up a little bit. There we go. All 5'3" of me, or whatever it is. Not much. So cool. That's the fuel bottles done, and they stay out on the outside balcony until I leave upstairs. Don't want them in the house, and that's more or less the packing done. I have to do the clothing now, and which is not much. I mean, it's the shell clothing and the middle layers and the inner layers, and then I need 2 layers of inner layers to be able to dry out. That's really important, which my brother learned to his regret when we had to cancel a trip because his inner layers got soaked, his long underwear, and then he didn't have extra, and then we had to bail. So always have an extra pair of long underwear, tops and bottoms, and lots of extra socks. Oh, lots and lots. I mean, maybe 2-3 pairs. Change socks every night, right? And change long underwear when you go into the sleeping bag, and things like that that I've forgotten about winter camping, which is really important. So putting a hot water bottle inside your sleeping bag, so you have some water for the morning which doesn't freeze solid or freeze along the tops. Beer's out because it freezes solid, so I've got Kreckling, Arctic crowberry liqueur, and Bailey's. I don't know why I bought Bailey's, but they had no good rum. They had only very expensive rum, like 18 years old, or really cheap rum. But a rum toddy would have been nice. But anyway, Baileys and crackling liqueur, that's what it's going to be. And then maybe beer from the shops and sausages on the ingangsgrill or the disposable grills. So that's it. It's very slippery here. Have to be careful. I already broke a wrist on this damn terrace, slipping on it. But stove works, which is good, and that saves me probably 2,000 kroner on a new stove. Well, those are all filled up to the fill line, so that's probably way more than I need. But I'm not sure how long I'm going to be. 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, a week, 2 weeks maybe. And there's nowhere near I can fill. There's no gas station or anything. So I might actually bring all of them. And then I have to melt snow, which uses a lot of fuel. And I have a pulk, so I can bring a lot of shit. But that's really a lot. I'm not sure I need all of those. Probably 2.5. 2 big bottles and 2 small ones would probably be enough for a week. Not sure. Be good to do a longer trip. But anyway, I think this is the end of the day's video. Tomorrow I'll get my clothes ready and show what it takes to go on a winter camping, what you need clothing wise, although that's kind of boring. And then the total rigmarole and the whole shebang of it, what you have to take for a week or 10 days camping with a pulk and big free ride skis and everything, just at the end. And then I'll do I'll make daily videos, but they won't be up because obviously I can't edit and color grade and all the rest of it, the footage while I'm out there. So just a few photos. But anyway, that's the end of the benzene. To quote Rammstein, right? Benzene! No, that's it. That's pretty much all I got. So I had just enough to fill the bottles. So I've got enough egg powder, enough for 10 days. These ones are just pour hot water in and they're easier. These you have to mix with water and fry in the pan. Swedish ones, a bit more complicated. But anyway, anywho, I think that's enough video for tonight. It takes a couple days or 2 or 3 days, because then I usually panic and unpack and repack to get ready for one of these expeditions. So tomorrow will be the packing, and then probably I'll cancel and not go, and then repack and unpack and then repack, and then maybe 4 days from now I'm out of here. But that's how it is. So anyway, but I think I'm pretty much good actually, and then I'm over the days of leaving after many beers and showing up hungover at Ljosanbotn or Mjølfjell. So I have to take into that into account. So anyway, got my fuel though, and the stove works, and that's a bit of an abortion, lots of bottles. But anyway, and the kitchen is a bit of an abortion. But anyway, we'll see.